Hey guys, it's Valerie. So if you follow me on Instagram or are signed up for my newsletter, if you're not, you should. But you know that I was supposed to go on a trip to Portland in September. And unfortunately, we had to change that because we are based out of Miami and Hurricane Irma decided to pay us a visit. So we ended up canceling the trip because we have 2 dogs. And I didn't feel comfortable just leaving and not knowing what was gonna happen here. But at the time we were supposed to leave for the trip, the eye was supposed to directly hit us. So, and even if it's not, the storm was twice the size of Florida. So even if the eye wasn't gonna directly hit us, it looked like it was gonna do some pretty serious damage. So we decided to cancel our trip, unfortunately. It was really a sad thing to have to do because I was looking forward so much to going to Portland again and seeing all of the awesome new restaurants that have opened there since the last time I was there. And this is a trip that I've been planning for over a year. So, and I missed a friend's wedding that we were supposed to go to while we were there. So made me really sad, but I know we made the right decision because I want to make sure my pups are okay. So we decided to load them up and drive up to Atlanta. I've been wanting to check out Atlanta anyways, so it actually worked out. It was difficult for sure with the dogs, having to bring them into not into the restaurants, so we couldn't, but bring them to every meal, bring them around everywhere we wanted to go because my big dog, he has really bad separation anxiety. So if we left him in the place we were staying, he would have destroyed everything and freaked out. So they were with us everywhere we went. So everywhere you see, I was filming and holding the dogs and doing everything. So it was hard for sure, but it was fun. We got to take them on their first hike. So that was really fun and they were having like the best time ever. So we had a really great time in Atlanta, really beautiful weather. And it was nice to just kind of get away and before we had to head back to Miami and see what Irma caused. So I'm gonna show you guys some of my favorite spots. I'm gonna split it up into a few videos because we were there for a little while. So I'm gonna show you a few of my favorite spots in this video and there will be more to come. But just in case you're wondering, our home is pretty much okay. We do have some mold and some leaks in our roof, so I think we're gonna have to get a new roof. But considering, honestly, when I packed my stuff to leave, I was kind of preparing myself to never come back, to not have anything to come back to. So consider, because a category 5 direct hit was it will destroy everything. So it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Thanks so much for watching and I hope you guys enjoy. So I wanted to show you guys a little bit of the damage that happened here from Hurricane Irma. It was definitely devastating. Even though the eye didn't hit us directly, there was so much damage. So many trees just uprooted, these big old trees that I've driven by my whole life living here in Miami, and just seeing them uprooted like they're like nothing. It's so crazy to see. And these huge piles of just dead plant life and debris that have been on the sides of the road. This I took about a week and a half ago, so it was about a week and a half to 2 weeks after the storm, and there's still piles everywhere. They're working on picking them up, but it's hard because there's so much damage. So anyways, we made our way up to Atlanta after we were evacuated, and our first stop was a place called Upbeet, which I knew I had to get to the minute I saw the menu. It's fast casual, so you walk up to a counter and there's every vegetable you could dream of and these amazing sauces and fruits and greens, and they have already made salads or bowls, or you can dream up your own concoction using all their different options. And everything, I loved this place. If you watched any of my stories on Instagram, you saw that I think I went here 3 times and I loved every minute of it. So the bowl on the top is the Guac It Out bowl, which we edited a little bit so that it would be vegan. It's Mexican inspired. It has black beans and corn and pico and some jalapenos and rice. And then the other bowl is my absolute favorite, and I plan on recreating this at home for a recipe for you guys because this bowl was unbelievable. It had macadamia nuts and mango and jalapenos and rice, And then normally it comes with tuna, but I swapped that out for their agave sriracha tofu. So you've got that sweet, you've got the spicy. This bowl is what dreams are made of. And then obviously had to have all the Health Aid and the Liberty GT's limited edition flavor kombucha, because you guys know I love my booch. So after Upbeet, I of course had to go get some donuts. I went over to this place called Revolution Donuts that I've had my eye on for quite a while. And these donuts are probably some of the prettiest donuts I've absolutely ever seen. And they were so delicious. The donuts I chose were the toasted almond cake, the passion fruit jam filled, the orange pistachio, raspberry sprinkle, dark chocolate yeast, and cinnamon sugar. So there's this area in Atlanta called the Beltline. It was previously a railway that they closed down, and now it's only pedestrian traffic with restaurants and bars and stuff along there. And we had a whole lot of fun just walking up and down with the dogs and stopping into different restaurants, having a drink and hanging out. I believe it runs for like 9 or 10 miles, and I think they're expanding it. So it's actually one of the quickest ways to get around the city now, because it's just like a direct shot through the city. So the next morning we went over to Dulce Vegan Bakery, which is a bakery but also has a little cafe menu. And this is where I had one of the most delicious cinnamon rolls I've ever had in my life. It actually is the most delicious cinnamon roll I've ever had in my life. It was big and fluffy and pillowy and just absolute heaven. And I will dream about this every day until I get back there again. And then we also had 2 breakfast sandwiches, both on biscuits and both with the vegan egg that they make there. And then both with their cheese and tomatoes, but one we decided to do with tempeh bacon and the other we decided to do with the sausage and kale. Both of us preferred the tempeh bacon here, but they were both amazing, and the biscuit was spot on delicious. It was so good. And we also tried their Green Goddess bagel with avocado, pesto, kale, and some vegan cheese in there. So after that, we definitely needed a hike. So we went over to the Chattahoochee Park and took the dogs on their very first hike. These 2 city dogs went on their very first fresh air hike, and they had a great time, and we had a great time. It was perfect weather, like I want to say 70, 75 degrees. I mean, it was absolute heaven, and we all had a great time. And we went over to, this is a little lake that the trail leads to. And after that, obviously worked up an appetite, so we went over to Viva La Vegan, which is kind of out of the way from most other parts of Atlanta that we saw, but this place was packed, and their menu definitely explained that. It's such an awesome menu. I had a very difficult time choosing what I was going to order, but I ended up getting the shrimp po' boy, their jackfruit Philly, chili cheese fries, all the fixings around it, and then a burger. So that night, they actually had this annual tradition of a lantern festival in Atlanta. We just so happened to be there for that, which was really awesome. Everyone makes their own lantern, and it's a really cool experience to go see that. Everyone worked really hard on their lanterns.